pause for a moment. Not a long pause, not a dramatic one. Just enough to notice something you've probably been ignoring your entire life. What if nothing around you is random? What if the delays, the opportunities, the people who walk into your life, and the ones who walk away are not accidents? What if your life isn't happening to you, but quietly, consistently, precisely responding to you? Think about that. Because if that's true, it changes everything. It means every thought you repeat is not just noise in your head. It's a signal. Every emotion you dwell in is not just a feeling, it's a direction. Every belief you cling to is not just comfort, it's a command. And something, call it life, call it reality, call it divine intelligence, is always listening, not judging, not debating, not hesitating, just responding, silently, accurately, instantly. You don't get what you want, you get what you align with. Let that sink in. Because most people spend their lives trying to control outcomes without ever realizing they are broadcasting the very patterns that create those outcomes. You say you want success, but you constantly think about failure. You say you want love, but you expect rejection. You say you want peace, but you rehearse stress every single day. And then you wonder why life feels stuck. It's not punishment, it's reflection. Life is a mirror that doesn't lie. It doesn't show you what you wish were true. It shows you what you consistently are, your dominant thoughts, your repeated emotions, your quiet assumptions about yourself and the world. That is what comes back to you. Not sometimes, not occasionally, every single time. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because if your life is a reflection, then you are not a victim of it. You are a participant in it. That doesn't mean everything that's happened to you is your fault. But it does mean the way you continue to think and feel is shaping what happens next. And that's where your power lives. Not in controlling people, not in forcing outcomes, not in waiting for the right moment. Your power is in your awareness, in noticing what you're thinking before it becomes your reality, in catching that voice in your head that says, "This never works out for me," and questioning it, and recognizing that the feeling of doubt you keep feeding is not harmless, it's creative. Every thought is a seed, every feeling is water, and your life is the garden. So look at it honestly. What have you been planting? Because whatever it is, you've been consistent. Maybe you've been planting fear, replaying worst-case scenarios, expecting things to go wrong before they even begin. Or maybe you've been planting limitation, telling yourself you're not ready, not capable, not enough. Or maybe you've been planting comparison, watching others grow while convincing yourself you're falling behind, and slowly, quietly, without you even realizing it, your life begins to match that internal world. Opportunities feel distant, energy feels low, progress feels blocked, not because life is against you, but because life is echoing you. Now here's the shift, and it's small, so small that most people underestimate it. You don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need to become a completely different person. You just need to interrupt the pattern, just once. Catch one negative thought and replace it. Feel one moment of doubt and choose a different focus. Instead of, "This won't work," try, "What if it does?" Instead of, "I'm stuck," try, "I'm in transition." Instead of, "Nothing is changing," try, "Things are rearranging." It sounds simple. But don't confuse simple with weak, because this is where everything begins to shift. The moment you change your internal response, you send a different signal, and life responds. Not always instantly, not always dramatically, but consistently. You start to notice small changes. A conversation that opens a door, an idea that feels different, a sense of clarity where there used to be confusion. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations, proof that something is moving, proof that your internal shift is creating external movement. And the more you stay in that new state, the stronger the response becomes. This is how transformation really happens, not through force, not through pressure, but through alignment. You align your thoughts with what you want. You align your emotions with the experience you desire. You align your focus with the reality you're ready to step into. And then, life meets you there. But here's the part most people don't talk about. There will be moments where nothing seems to change. Moments where you think, I've shifted my mindset, so why isn't anything happening? And this is where people quit. They go back to old thoughts, old fears, old patterns, not realizing that the delay is not denial. It's adjustment. Reality is catching up to your new signal. And consistency is what locks it in. You don't dig up a seed every day to check if it's growing. You trust the process, you keep watering it, and eventually it breaks through. The same is true for your life. Every new thought is a seed. Every aligned emotion is nourishment. And even when you don't see it, something is happening. Under the surface, behind the scenes, in ways you can't yet measure. So don't go back. Don't return to the version of yourself that expects disappointment. Stay with the version that believes in possibility, because that version creates differently. It sees opportunities where others see obstacles. It takes action where others hesitate. It attracts energy that matches its certainty. And slowly, your reality begins to reflect that. New people, new ideas, new paths, not because you chased them, but because you became the kind of person they naturally come to. That's the real shift. You stop trying to control life and start becoming someone life responds to differently. So if you feel stuck right now, if things feel slow, if you're questioning whether anything is working, ask yourself one question. What am I consistently thinking and feeling? Because that is your starting point. Not your circumstances, not your past, not your current results, your internal state. That's where everything begins. And the moment you take responsibility for that, not blame, not guilt, just awareness, you step into your power. You realize that even the smallest shift matters, that even a slight change in perspective creates movement, that you are never truly stuck. You are just aligned with a pattern that keeps repeating. Change the pattern, and you change the outcome. So pause again, right now, and choose something different. Choose a thought that supports you. Choose a feeling that expands you. Choose a belief that opens possibility instead of closing it. Not because it's easy, but because it's powerful. Because life is listening, always, reflecting, always, responding, always. And the moment you truly understand that, you stop waiting for life to change, and you start changing what life reflects. That's the moment everything begins, not outside, but within. And from there, everything else follows.